Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. I am Lily, and in this video we are going to go over the patch notes of the new implementations, some of the changes, fixes and also some of the features for patch 1.0.0.3 and also for patch 1.0.0.4. Let's jump straight into it with some of the new implementations. The first change you will notice when starting a new game is the camp placement tool. The camp placement tool is given to us so we can camp anywhere on the map regardless of where we landed. When we land in the locality, we will be given the option to choose exactly where we wish to place down a tribe to create a camp. You can see the tool is turning red for non-usable spots and green for any other spots. You can use WASD keys or arrows to navigate the area, or simply by moving mouse to any edge of the screen in the direction you wish to scout for a suitable place to make your camp. As soon as you click the mouse, the tribe will appear in the spot you have chosen along with their resources. This tool will always show whenever you migrate. Next new implementation is something that the community has asked for and has now been granted, namely sea navigation. Sea navigation is when your tribe is traveling by water instead of by land. Your tribe will most often use a mix of walking and boating when navigating a map that has water. The option to navigate on water will make sure that the shortest route possible is always taken when you migrate from A to B, no matter where you are in Europe. The speed of sea navigation is the same as walking. In the Mesolithic timeline, you can use this feature to island hop in the Doggerland region before you finally must settle on any mainland you can reach after 8k BC. If you do not, then you will become a mermaid. You will, however, get the Atlantis achievement, so not all is lost. Not all areas will be accessible by the boats that we had in these timelines. So when you see that a red X pops up when you try to navigate further out in the sea, it means that the water is too deep for the boat to manage to sail there in one piece. If you are by coast and want to migrate further down or up the coast, your tribe might use boats instead of walking. Any bigger area of water will be navigated by boat, and if the water is too shallow for boating, your tribe will just wade through the water to the next locality you have picked. Unlike walking, where tribe stops to sleep, the tribe is actually sleeping on the boat while it is sailing. So make sure you travel at sleep time if you see the route you're taking is going through water, as the boat will not stop sailing but allow your tribe to sleep while it's still going. The appearance of your boat will change based on timeline. Meso will have a simple and small boat, while Neo will be larger and more modern. Another change is the loading time of the game. After a new patch, the game always takes a while to load, but when the loading has been done once, the next time will be much shorter. Next change is the multi-threaded pathfinding system. Multi-threaded pathfinding will make sure no time is lost by tribe fiddling about instead of quickly and efficiently doing their chores and tasks without any long delays. This will help us create a more efficient workforce. This in turn also means you can use a little less people for chores that used to take more people and time before. Another really important change is the optimization improvements and hence your frames per second. In a small tribe, you can with a good graphics card easily spike well over the 80s, if not using max speed and lots of movement. The medium tribe can be from 60 to 80-ish, while the really large tribes with tons built can often go down to around 40 and below. What you will notice no matter graphics card is the fluidity of the game movements. This has been improved greatly, and this optimization will continuously be worked on by the development team. On to the next. The tutorials has been massively extended and worked on to improve the ease of learning both the basics and the more detailed events and concepts of the game. The guided tutorial now completes all the basics of starting a tribe, while the in-game tutorial has a large index where you can pick and choose any area you wonder about for more information. The tutorials will also be improved more as the game gets more content and concepts. If there are still things you wonder about after watching all the tutorials, please do not hesitate to either jump into our Discord server or to any of the forums and ask your question. There will always be someone around to help you out. The guided tutorial is a step-by-step event that you as a player must follow. This will give you the basic understanding of what is needed to start a tribe. If you wish to opt out of this tutorial and gain full control of your tribe back, you can simply press escape, then press continue, and tribe is now back in your control. The in-game tutorial can be found by pressing the open book icon in the upper right corner of your screen. Every concept has its own heading and also its own section of information. And next up is a feature to help us with keeping a track of when our food is running low. We will, when only a few days food are left in camp, get a yellow apple indicating we are running out of food. This is the prompt for us to gather more food by either increasing the work spots in our food groups or by placing higher limits on the food. If none of this is helping and the apple turns red, it might be time to migrate. All reports and warnings about tribe condition can be found on your tribe main page under the section called State. Up next we have a more varied horse, goat and cattle texture variation. We can see the lighter bellies on some of the horses and also some stretching up over their backs. The aurochs are now also more distinguishable from their domestic cow relatives by the cows having varying lighter colours on their bellies. The male aurochs have a darker colour with a white eel on their backs, while the domestic bulls have lost it after centuries of domestic breeding. The wild goats are also more distinguishable from their domestic relatives, where the latter has a much more pronounced coloured patch. The horses has also got improved animation, and we can see it by the side bobbing of the head while they walk. We can also see that they have been improved in their running and they now have a correct low speed gallop. We have more features and tweaks, this time to the raiders and the traders. When your tribe is raiding another tribe, you will be able to hear the terror that you are raining upon the target tribe. And if the raid party does not survive the raid will disappear and you will lose the party and also all its weapons and loot. Traders will have a nice bustling market sound when they are trading, and all traders will come home full of resources, alive and happy. Now you pick what you prefer. We have more changes to the raiders. If your target tribe manages to flee from you while you are raiding them, your raiding party will stop raiding and will come home with some or no loot. We have more community requested changes, and this time it is the reduction of resources needed to build and maintain some objects. For example, the longhouse has had its straw reduced and the time for it to be needing repairs very increased. The roundhouse has had their resources increased by 50, but the time they need repairs is now several years apart, meaning much less resources needed to be repaired. In addition to this, we also have the reproduction rate of straw increased, meaning more straw for us. And next up is the changes to the dryers. Your tribe will now help themselves directly from the dryers, even though the food on it is not finished processed. When they are too hungry, they will just go help themselves with whatever food they can find on any of the dryers. This means we will no longer have people starving to death in front of a dryer full of food. Another part of the revamped tutorial is the tooltip on all your policies. Many players, especially the new ones, are struggling with understanding the full consequences of policies within the tribe. The policies are also connected in various ways, and the most common way people recognize this is when they experience combination unrest. Hovering over any of the policies in the tab will give you additional information about the consequences of using these policies. Labor Age clearly tells you exactly what this policy does. No confusion should occur here. Labor Time will let you know that if you slide to the right, you will cause lack of time to rest after work, which culminates in growing unrest. Rationing informs you that you do take away a portion of people's needed food and will long-term cause malnutrition. It will eventually cause death if prolonged. Communal Task Slider points you towards what will happen if you slide to the right. Basically, more people will be going for communal tasks and less for the group tasks. Communal tasks are any task that needs no group affiliation to be done, such as stocking the dryer, stoking the fire, milling, baking bread, and so on. Keep in mind, if you have too high priority given to communal tasks all the time, it could mean that your group task would be suffering. Another feature is the visual aspects of our gates. Both the usual smaller gate and the palisade gate have now been reworked, and we can see that they now have doors. As a bonus, the location of the gates are now much easier to spot. Yet another change, this time to knowledges and migrants. Whatever knowledge you lack will be more prevalent with any migrants, whether it be levels of knowledge or getting back a knowledge that has been lost completely. When a migrant has a green area on a knowledge they bring, it means they have a higher percentage of knowledge than the max tribe, and this in turn means the tribe overall max knowledge will increase to whatever the amount the migrant brings, if you accept them. You will see that this migrant has a 79% in this knowledge, while the tribe only has a 75%, meaning the tribe will benefit from accepting these migrants. This is just another step towards easing our learning and keeping up with knowledges. Moving on, hunters and herders has also received changes. This time it is to reduce the meat decay on hunted or slaughtered animals. We will have both hunters and herders stop killing animals when closer to the early evening, when there are stripping tasks left to do, and instead they will focus only on stripping the animals. Previously, the tribe had to get all the meat into camp in one day, but now we have approximately 2 days, and the amount of people that can strip animals at any same time are also increased to 3. This is going to help us not lose so much meat due to decay, or tribe not stripping the animals in time. We have more tweaks for the hunters. They will no longer hunt wildly whatever is closest. They will now always go for the oldest first, and the last ones to be picked are the pregnant females and also the younger animals. This is automatically done by the system now, so there is no more need for sliders, but be aware that the system will not target the entire map, only a circular part of it. So if you see many younger animals being targeted by the system, it does not necessarily mean that there are no more old animals on the map. It simply means that no more old animals are in the effective area the system had searched at dawn. To avoid that these pregnant or young animals are being killed, you can focus on another species, so the system can refocus and find older individuals to target. Keep an eye on it though, as it is always smart to see what the hunters are up to. Up next is the tribe's willingness to go perform tasks far away from camp. We have all been there, a tribe refusing to go to the most faraway resources when the only ones available after several decades in same locality is far, far away. We do now not need to worry so much about that, as we will see our tribe happily go the distance. We now also have keys for zooming in and out in the regional map. The dot and the comma will now do this for you. To see an overview over all the mouse and key controls in the game, press the question mark to the top right hand corner of your screen or press the letter H. Last but certainly not least, there has been a lot of bug fixes, crash sortings and freeze fixes since their release. The developers have been super busy with sorting all the raiding and trading crashes and the freezes. The AMD GPU corruption issues, some of them are still not sorted, and the developers are waiting for the AMD team to fix it in a new driver update. They have also fixed the rare crashes from some of the reports, they have sorted the memory corruptions, they have fixed the overall gameplay crashes, and of course also the livestock issues that caused the game to freeze. The devs are continuing with bug fixes and improvement on the base game to serve as a platform for future expansions. They are also, as we speak, working on a new implementation and the first DLC at the same time. That is it for this time. We have covered some of the fixes, the changes, features, and also some of the new implementations for the 0.3 and 0.4 release patches. Thank you everyone so much for watching this and for supporting and playing Ancient Cities. I hope to see you all next time, and until then, have fun and take care.